You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks again for joining us on SketchUp. We've got a special night tonight as we get ready to prepare to go to New York Comic Con. We've brought in a handful of the artists that will be there, so you'll get a sneak peek of what they might be bringing to the show. So don't go away. Tune in. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Hello, everybody. Thanks again for joining us. I see that we got Phil Eiling is in the comments there, and we, as usual, we also see Kenneth Bird. Thank you guys for coming on today. Like I said earlier, we have a special show today where we have a handful of the artists that will be at New York Comic Con next week, right? And we're gonna talk to these guys. It's Mog and I's first time that we'll be going there, so we can kind of like see who's been there before and kind of like pick their brain, and you get to see and hear about like what kind of things they're going to be doing at the con. And so don't forget, though, if you haven't yet, hit that follow button so we can continue to bring you great content like our show. And of course, Nick Barucci, who's on every Fridays at night at 7 p.m. For the original art auction, who also will be at New York Comic Con with the Dynamite booth representing his own company. And so next to me here, I have Mog Park, who will be going. What are you working on today, Moggy?
I think I'm working on some kind of witch.
Yeah. It is October. It is the month of Halloween, and she is working on a witch. What size is that? 8.5 by 11?
Yes.
Okay. And starting bid on that is $200. Okay, we're going with con prices today, at least for this piece. So if you want to bid on that, go ahead and put that in the comments. And we do take bids in increments of $5. Mog, what are you looking forward to at New York Comic Con?
Truthfully?
On this one. Huh?
Truthfully or professionally?
Professionally.
Professionally, then it'll be nice to meet some of the people I met online. I can see them maybe face to face.
Mm-hmm.
And also, of course, all the artists I know that I really don't really get to see because they live more on the East Coast.
Right. And but what's interesting is that there's a lot of people on the West Coast that are going to be there, and so, but there is a lot of artists that we have yet met or to get to know who will be there, and probably select some of our favorites too, like Jay Anacleto is going to be there as well. He's actually going to be in the same row as us, I believe. Close to actually Philip Tan, who's a good friend of ours.
That's your dream come true.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I've had a chance to meet him earlier back in the 90s, but it just didn't happen. So I've never really personally met him yet.
His home base is in Philippines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous for us to expect that he's going to show almost every con in the year. He'll probably only show up like maybe the big 2 or the big 3.
I don't know. I believe he lives in the Philippines, so he doesn't come out here that much often. But he does come out for like the big cons, like San Diego. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And okay, let's bring out our guests here, and see who you all can meet tonight. First up, let's bring out. Bill McKay is here with us tonight.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Bill, how's it going, buddy?
Good.
What are you working on tonight? For your
Tonight, I mean, I've been drawing since 5 this morning. I tried to take a nap before this, but it didn't work out. So I did make coffee. So I am going to be scribbling on I had a Wolverine and a Walking Dead, just something different. I completed a cover and sent it off for colors today. So this is kind of bonus time. So then I thought maybe I've never drawn Wolverine. How about a zombie Wolverine on a Walking Dead? Something different.
There you go. And what did you want to start that out at?
What about $50?
There you go. Starting up low and hoping to get a run on that. So if you want to bid on that, just go ahead and put that into the comments. And I hear you on that, Bill. We've got a lot of stuff I like to prepare for the show. And I got my coffee right.
I had to ship out books also. I didn't realize Monday was a holiday.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it is Columbus Day. I found that out today at the post office. And then I had a friend bail me out, and I FedExed a couple boxes to Pennsylvania for somebody who's bringing them up. But I am definitely bringing more books to this show than I usually bring to a show.
Yeah, that's so are we.
Yeah, I was telling Mel to mail it to New York directly.
Me to ship it out, but I think
he said to bring in a suitcase.
You got 2 of you, right?
It's pretty heavy though.
You got 4 suitcases then.
Yeah, so we're going to have
only because one we have to reserve for the.
I had, and that's what I'm kind of like working on, trying to put everything together, see exactly what we're taking. We're definitely taking a lot more stuff than we usually do. So I got to try and see how all that is going to like fit in. But yeah, I think it'll work out.
Do you bring a lot of prints? Like I don't do prints. I have prints in my book and I have originals in my book, and that's still like 30 pounds almost. Just the OA book and the prints. If I was to bring inventory of prints, it would be impossible. But I bring a ton of books.
Okay, so I brought prints have kind of like slowed down for us, but I did print extras of the ones that sold better. So I'm bringing a little more of that. But we've got several. I brought some prints out of the archives that I had like a pretty good stock on that were still selling good. And we've never brought like Game of Thrones stuff over there, so I'm kind of like bringing that inventory as well. Trying not to like print too much, trying to keep like the cost down and stuff. But yeah, and there's a lot of other things that we're bringing too.
Prints are nice, but like it's very specific what I have print wise and what I do. I don't have like fan art stuff, so I'm not that guy selling Batman, Spider-Man, selling to all these people that I got your favorite character. I sell specifically, to my strengths, to my character, to Dan's Zombie Tramp that I've been working on for 10 years. So those are the books that people know me for. So I'm not selling a big volume of prints. And it's more enjoyable to sell books, but prints, if it's good, if you have it, like if I had a Game of Thrones print, I would have it for sure.
Yeah, because I hear that they're big on fantasy over there, and that's something that since Mog has like worked on that, and we can show like some of the work. We can't use any of the work that was actually used, but we can show stuff and sell stuff that was looked at, reviewed, but they didn't want it.
You can't print stuff that were professionally used by them?
Right. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was in the contract. When I got the contract, I was still kind of like fairly new as exactly with what we could do with the contract. I know a whole lot more now, and I should have, if I know now, then I definitely would have changed that contract because everything was very, very one-sided in that contract. On what we could do is barely nothing, but that's over with. Anyway, let's bring out some of our next guest who's here, and then we can really get talking into New York as well. We also have with us Drew Moss tonight, and we're happy to have Drew.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Drew.
Hey, what's up, Bill?
What's going on?
Hey, what are you drawing there?
Ghost Rider, I think.
Okay.
I had no idea what to draw, but I had my skull sitting here, so I was like, that'll be fun.
All right. And what did you want to start that out as?
Let's do 75.
There you go. 75 on the Ghost Rider. And
Keep it low.
there you go. This is your first time going to New York.
Yes. It is my first time. I wasn't planning on going,
Mhm.
and then Declan Shelby, the writer of Thundercats, he's like, you really should go. And then I had some other friends like, it's be dumb not to go. And then I contacted my rep and I said, hey, I'm thinking about doing New York. And he goes, you already are. I already signed you up. So I don't know what you're talking about thinking you're going. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm going. He's like, yeah, man, you're good. Don't worry about it. So,
Nice.
yeah, I'm not really bringing a lot, just a couple, maybe Thundercat prints, but he generally takes care of everything. So I just show up. I'll bring my banner, uh, and my clothes, and some art stuff, to draw.
Oh
Um,
man.
but I'm just gonna draw the whole time. I gotta see how it is first. Everybody says it's an art heavy show.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that. Like drawing commissions and drawing pages,
Yeah.
two different things. Drawing commissions are fun. Drawing pages are also fun, but way more time consuming. So yeah, I'm just gonna be drawing. I'm staying right in Times Square.
Oh,
Got
nice.
a really good deal through their link that they send. And it was only a couple grand I'll be there 5-6 days, something like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's right. It was a really great deal. I know my rep's paying a lot more because he's standing like super close. I'm about half a mile away, so it's probably going to take me a little bit to get there. Because I hear a half a mile in New York can take quite a bit of time.
That's what I've been learning right now. And there's like more I want to talk about, but let's try to get the other guys on here so that way they can get in on this. Tony Moy is with us also tonight. Let's bring on Tony.
Hello.
Hey, Tony. How
Hey,
you doing, guy?
what's up? What's up?
Going up, Tony.
Is this your first time to New York?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've
Oh,
been. This is like my ninth, eighth,
to the New
something
York
like that.
Comic Con.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Wow. I didn't know you were going there that long, so we can learn a lot from you too. Okay. And are you? What are you working on for the anything for the auction?
Yeah, I'm doing. Right now, I'm just painting Chandra Nalar
Oh,
from
Chandra
Magic.
from Magic. Yeah. The fiery.
Just a quick one. It had
And what is your starting bid on that?
Well, it's 9x12 on nice paper, so we'll start it at 250.
There we go, 250. Okay. And last but not least, in the background, coming to New York for the very first time no, actually she's been there before. Is Feng Feng. Hello. Did you dye your hair?
Yeah,
You did.
from New York.
Okay, and what are you drawing tonight, Feng Feng?
I'm gonna draw Scarlet Witch on this Avengers.
And what is your starting bid?
150 at Yo-Yo.
Okay.
Because Scarlet Witch, the actor, will be New York this time.
Okay.
Oh yeah, maybe I can sell
All right,
images.
so that's good. Right. So we're also supposed to have Chris, but he hasn't showed up yet. Hopefully he'll be able to get back and join us. So tonight we have Mog and Drew, who has not been to New York Comic Con before, and everybody else has. Okay. And we were talking with Bill and Drew, like what we're bringing. So maybe you guys can share with us too.
Well,
I didn't want to bring a lot of prints.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I am in a very unique packing situation.
Okay.
Because I am packing for 3 shows with no reload.
So you're going to be on the road for 3 weeks?
4, but yes. I am right after New York. I'm going to London. It doesn't make sense for me to fly all the way back and fly right back out.
Right.
So I'm just going to do that, and then so it'll be New York, then London, and then I just got an invite that came in over the weekend for Malta.
I've been wanting to go to Malta. So it'll be interesting to hear from you.
Yeah.
A lot of things on that island that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, luckily Malta's a smaller one, but like, I'll have books. I will have some prints. Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely going to be limiting my prints and bringing, and just bringing what I think will sell. But yeah, it'll be a challenge.
Do you have a way to resupply if you need to?
I do know I will be using London as a home base, and I have over the years found a really nice printer over in London. I've used them before.
Yeah.
And honestly, the quality is super good. So for prints and stuff, not for books. And I'll be debuting my 442nd exclusive New York exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping I can bring some to London. We'll see.
Is that going to have like a different cover? Is that what the exclusive is going to be?
It will not. It'll be the same.
Okay.
But after New York, I'm not sure if I'll have single issues for a while, or if I'll go into graphic novels and stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm glad I got my copy then.
Yeah. I didn't even announce it that I had like a few. I had none. So I had it for Chicago. I had a small number for Chicago. I had a really small number for Canada. All my pre-printing sold out. So
nice.
For Baltimore, I had none. I was just like, yeah, I wanted to have some for Baltimore, but so we'll see.
Would you say London and Malta is more like a vacation con for you instead of? I hear most of the people some of the people who went to London, they say it's like a vacay really, because they don't really make as much profit if you do all the books, the flights, the booking. All of the expenses.
It definitely, any international show to some extent, I think, is London's a fun and easy one, and I've been doing this is like my 5th time doing it, so it's nice to sort of end the season with, I guess. But yeah, I always look at it as, okay, I'm going to be staying longer this time. I'm going to be staying there for a couple weeks. I'm going to be meeting some people in Prague, and so.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Is that now? You went to Prague before, right?
No, I have. Okay. I have not.
God, that's a very, very. I like the architecture, the history they have.
That's what I'm hoping to see.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. Yeah, we have places like that we like to go. We know we're not going to make hardly anything, but they're just good places to go. Like one of the places we go to, if we can, if they'll take us, is Puerto Rico. It's so cheap there. It's got a lot of history. Yeah, but and a fun place. So people are very, very open and very heartwarming. And so, yeah, there's other places like that. But I'm bringing more. See, some people told us that Prince can sell well at New York.
Everything sells well on
Everything, really.
everything. Like there have been years, and it could be just more like what's happening this year that tweaks things. But I've had years where where prints have like hand over fist, and some of these are premium prints too. So I was like, when you're selling them at like $100, $80 a pop, it adds up really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had prints do extremely well, and in some years it's just been original art. Some years it's been a lot of commissions, and so I'm sure for some people books go crazy. Like everything will sell well.
Okay. How about you, Fung? What's sold best for you when you do New York? Is it books, prints, commissions?
Commission. Like I usually tell people, it's like if you get commission on a normal Comic Con, but New York is like a first day 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I've stopped trying to make New York a social. Like I kind of gave that up like 3 or 4 years ago. And just kind of before I tried to do the show and I tried to be social, try to do like at least one dinner or two, and now it's just a work show.
Okay.
Like I will go back. I will have no problem going back to the hotel, ordering Uber Eats, and just kind of going, okay, like this, I'm gonna sit here and paint commissions and go back to the show at 8 a.m. and start the whole thing over again.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing, and right now all I have planned is a breakfast and a dinner, and because I wasn't sure like how it's going to be, and I'm trying to limit it to just that based on what I've been hearing like from everybody, because Mog will have to get that work done.
Yeah, I have planned nothing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even do dinner. I'm actually surprised we have to do dinner on a Saturday.
There's certain obligations that we have to.
And if I meet if I know that person and that person is not only in New York, I can meet. Like I can meet him in other cons that we frequently meet. I would postpone that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't want to kill myself over just to have that dinner date. But you think that it's kind of a solid.
Yeah. So these people, this is the only time we'll get to see them. So that's why I said okay. Right. The breakfast is with Fabrice, and we're meeting him Wednesday morning. Yeah. Before we set up, and because he can give us more of the lay of the land and like exactly where we need to. In fact, we'll probably just follow him going in.
When are you getting there? Wednesday morning, you said?
Oh, we're gonna get in on Tuesday evening.
Yeah, there's a chance I might do the same. I might change my flight to just get it on Tuesday as well, because there's
I don't like
lot
rushing
to do.
in. I want to give myself time to figure it out, and if I knew New York better, I'd fly in on Wednesday.
Normally, I fly in on Wednesday, and it's perfectly fine. But
because with the time difference, we get in there early enough.
Yeah.
So that gives us ample time to go in there and set up, then have dinner after, right? But with this being new, I wanted to give myself that extra time. The place we're staying at this Airbnb, it was pretty inexpensive, so it wasn't too much to put in for that extra night as well.
Gotcha.
Felt
I
that
like
was
the
gonna
idea.
be worth
It-
What was unique? I
it-
think it was Bill, right? Bill said to take the ferry.
Yeah, so I'm
It was
gonna look into that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that was an option. So
Sorry, Tony, I cut you off, but yeah.
It's called Port something, but like Edgewater, Hoboken, and Weehawken are all accessible to Port. Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was when I was there. It was like $9. You can get a cab, $5 to the ferry. Ferry runs like every 20 minutes or so, and
Oh,
it's like
wow.
$9 to ride across, and it lets you right out behind the Javits Center.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's what I'm doing. I'm staying at a Sheraton Hotel right on Lincoln Harbor. So there's
Uh-huh.
two ports. Lincoln
Now,
Harbor
Port,
is one, and then there's
Port
the other one.
Imperial was the
And
other
Port
one.
Imperial is the other one. You're right.
Yeah.
I've stayed at both and I've used both, but
Yeah, I've stayed in Weehawken, I've stayed in Edgewater and Hoboken. They're all like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 right there across.
Yep.
Yep. Crazy affordable compared to Manhattan, but if you feel like commuting, and also if you're out late, it might be a problem. Like I don't know how late the ferry runs. It might
Yeah,
run
that's what I was thinking for
midnight
the
or
dinner.
Yeah.
I don't know how long the ferry runs.
and then
Well-
on Saturday or Sunday
yeah.
morning, I think it starts late. One of the days, I think probably Sunday. It
Mhm.
starts late, and so you just have to take a Uber in on one of the days. Like it doesn't start running until 9:30.
Oh,
Yeah, it was nice when I would stay in New Jersey because I used to live in Washington D.C.
Oh
and
yeah,
I would drive up, so it'd be like 3.5. I could load my car. I'd
Yeah.
park in Hoboken, and then I'd Uber XL all my stuff over to the Javits Center the day early, and
Yep.
then hang around afterward, wait till to clear out, or just Uber directly from the convention center to the airport.
now how easy would it be to take, like all our luggage and stuff on the ferry?
easy.
Easy?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can move with it,
Yeah, if you can walk with
in
it,
general.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about like climbing stairs or things like
No,
that.
it's a ramp. It's easy.
It's a ramp. Yeah. If you can get through an airport, you can get through.
Okay. Good to know. Definitely going to look into that. That's a whole lot cheaper because I was planning to at least get across the very first time with Uber, and I was checking the price on that, and it's at least $60.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
for $60 for
$60 to get Uber to the convention center
from your
from where we're staying.
Oh yeah. Don't do that. What you'll probably end up being is you'll take like a $15 Uber and a $10.
Yeah, a whole lot cheaper.
Wait, if it's like $10 per person for the ferry,
It
for me
is.
and you, Mel,
So you
it's
have
like
to figure that
20,
out.
Yeah, that's
right?
$20.
And then on top of that, if it's another, is it $20 from the Uber to the ferry? No, ferry to the.
Well,
No, just to walk
Oh.
around the building.
yeah, Bill
really?
said you just have to just walk around because it drops us
Yeah.
off in the back.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we just
Literally,
walk
it's
to the
one
front.
block. It's
Yeah.
it's a
It's
block
We
and a
one
don't
half.
big
mind
New
A block
York.
and
we
a half.
don't mind walking. We do a lot of walking anyway, so that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
With 4 luggage?
Yeah, well, that's why I'm going to
Well-
get the straps.
Where
See,
do
that's
you
why.
where do you fly in?
LaGuardia.
Yeah, so go from LaGuardia directly to the convention center, leave all your stuff there, and then take the ferry to your hotel or an Uber to the hotel, and then just
Oh.
ferry it every day. And
Yeah,
then when you have to
exactly.
unload, you either Uber it from you. Then just bite the bullet with the Uber on day one or the final day. Uber all your stuff back to the hotel or directly to
Right.
the airport.
Yeah, exactly.
So my
They can
stuff
do that?
never actually goes to the hotel.
Yeah,
I
same.
wasn't.
Same.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Except for
Yeah,
the last
definitely only going to use the Uber during that time if I'm going to use Uber at all, just to
Wait,
get
but
the luggage
if I-
there.
If I heard Bill correctly, you're saying that if we arrive on Tuesday, we can just dump our luggage at the con?
Okay,
Yes.
well Tuesday, I don't know. That's kind of
No.
early,
Okay.
so I'm going Wednesday.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
they're not opening it up until Wednesday. You can pick up your badges on Tuesday, but they're not letting anybody in until Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yes, today's show is about the transit system in New York. Sorry, guys.
All right. So the other thing I was
Right.
told, okay, maybe you guys can verify this for me, is that they only allow two-wheelers inside the area there. So you can't roll anything on four wheels. Is that
That's
real?
probably upstairs.
Okay.
If they have anything like that, it's your four-wheeled luggage is fine. It's if you have
Like a trolley or
a trolley. Yeah, that's the
a
word.
flatbed.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have a trolley, then that might be a problem.
I
Okay, I
think
can
that's
understand
because of
that.
the carpets also, and there are no
Yes,
carpets downstairs.
Exactly.
There are
Yeah.
no carpets in Artist Alley.
Yay! Carpets
All right,
are
so
an
that's not
enemy
too much
for
of a problem
suitcases.
then.
Well, there's also something with like unions in some places where it's
Yeah.
like if you have more than
Exactly. That and they'll do that from like time to time. They put up these rules just to try and force you to use the union, and you pay some ungodly, ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they did that at San Diego 1 year, and they didn't tell us ahead of time, right? So when we get I'm at the dock and I'm trying to unload, bring my stuff in, and they're telling me I can't use the dollies and whatnot. And I go, well, then how do you expect us to bring all this like heavy stuff that we have? We can walk the boxes in, comic boxes, but how about our fixtures? And that's when they told us you got to use union. And the union rate was $180 an hour, and any fraction of. So if you went 1 hour and 1 minute, right, then you're paying for 2 hours, So yeah, it was crazy. But I think I ended up spending like an extra $600 or something. I was really pissed. And then they didn't have it the following year. I guess they got like so many complaints about it.
Oh, hell yeah.
What did you do for San Diego? Did you do Artist Alley, or did you have a small press
I
table?
was an exhibitor back then. I was a comic dealer.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was back in the 90s. But yeah, it was crazy. Some things were good about it, San Diego then, because you could like get a all weekend pass and park in a parking lot down below.
Yeah, 90s. That was back then.
Yeah, it was much easier. So, but
a little more crazy now.
Yeah, it's a whole lot more crazier. A whole lot. That stuff is like there's like a random drawing. I think is what they have for the parking lot now.
Okay, I have a question about commissions in general. Do you find it a bit strange how you literally have the original of, say, said character, right? Say, for example, let's say Miss Marvel, and they're like, "Can I get a commission from you of Miss Marvel?" Right? And you're thinking, I have all these Miss Marvel literally originals in front of you, but yet you want like a commission off of me of Miss Marvel. Like, when you get stuff like that, do you feel a little weird? Like, why don't you just get the original? Why are you? Is the psychology of that, like from the people, like they want it made fresh, like it's like bread or something? What do you think of that? Do you understand my question? Anybody?
I get
maybe
it.
cost. I mean, like if it's a Miss Marvel artist and you're getting Miss Marvel, it may be a cost issue because that's going to be really expensive. When they can just get your take of it, which may be, in reality, just as good in quality, but you're not going to charge that premium that the Miss Marvel artist is going to charge because they're known for it.
Yeah. Plus, they might
that's
just
what you're
want
asking.
it in there.
I think she's also referring to the fact that she also has original Miss Marvels that she's done.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's like in front of you, literally. Like we can see there's like maybe say 2 Miss Marvels I've done, but yet they come to you, and then after that it's like, oh, can I get a commission off Miss Marvel?
But still, it depends on what you're pricing them at, right?
It's
like that has
pricing
a place
them,
to it.
Yeah.
If it's because I have Batman pieces that are done in the studio that are much more expensive than a Batman that I might do at a show.
Right.
Right.
True.
Because I've spent more time on it, or just because of the fact that it's a studio piece, or I can see the end result right? there's a
Yeah.
chance they might get a quick shitty one at a show, but
Yeah.
so it might cost more. But also, I think there is something to the psychology of, hey, I want something fresh, or
For me.
they might be like, I want this particular costume, or I want,
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
maybe it feels more like a souvenir that they had it done at the show.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It said, hey, I
souvenir.
requested this, and this is what she did for me.
Oh, it's like personal. She did it for me. Plus,
Yeah,
we did
yeah.
that
Yeah.
con.
It's
That
kind of like,
makes sense.
because sometimes you get a feel of a person that's making this request, and then you might do something
Yeah.
according to how that person is. So it's a way to personalize it, and they like seeing that.
Do you guys like that? Like you somehow get to do, if you once see them, you gotta kind of get a feel of them. You talk to them, you can kind of almost like guess what their direction they're looking for, versus you just get a cold commission like online. Can I get blah blah blah? Thanks. Like, is there a difference for you guys? That's my question. Again.
Not for me. I try and get people to give me options. That way, something sounds fun, I'll do it. Whether it's online or in person, it's really whatever sparks like my creativity. Like sometimes I'll say no. Like they'll ask for something. I was like, nah, I'd rather not do that.
Yeah.
Respectfully, but no. Can you think of something else? Like if you I'm willing to pass, so I don't have to be like. I mean, we all have to do drawings all weekend. You don't want to do one you don't want to do. Like money's money, but like happiness is a little more important.
I think that's a good thing too, because if you're not motivated, or your heart isn't in it, it's going to reflect in the work.
Yes.
And you don't want to hand that out, and you're sure the guy's going to take it, but then he's also going to be showing it around.
Oh, that's true. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I have pointed people to like other artists, like that guy draws a killer Black Panther. You should get that from him. Which I probably shouldn't do, but
I don't know. I do it.
I do that.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
Same here. I move people. Just
I tell me, you should go see this guy, man. He does that. He will do what you want better than what we can do over here.
And do you sometimes like the artist comes back and then like, why did you send me that person? Do you get
yes,
that?
I do.
It's my story.
I do. It's worth it. One day I'm just gonna point at somebody and be like, he could draw that really well, even though I know he'd hate it. He's like, oh yeah, just build it up and hope he takes it, just so I can hear how horrible it was.
Oh man.
I mean,
that happens.
When you start getting some people coming back over and over and over again. I have one commissioner at a show that she'll always get something, but she'll always get a Groot. And I've probably done, and it's any version of Groot that I want.
That sounds fun.
And
I hate Groot.
I'm not a huge fan of Groot, but like it's become a thing, and I know what kind of thing that she goes for, and I know her as a person over the years, and I know what Groots I've done for her. Right, I remember that. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this version, or I did So I think sometimes I think talking to them and seeing if it's nothing too crazy, I think a simple conversation sometimes can really impact what you're going for. Sometimes I get weird ones where it's like, yeah, but it's going to be like a Harley. You can do Harley cute. You can do her sexy. You can do her vicious. You can do her evil. You can do her. There's so many ways you can do it. And I totally get it. If I have a Harley on my original arts, pieces and they're looking for a fun one or a demure one or something like that, then then that's something that all it takes is a simple word. Can you do a Harley and make her fun? Like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. I can do a fun Harley.
All right, we have 7:41. We kind of missed our first commercial break, so let's go around the room and then we'll go ahead and do that. Starting with Mog, let's take a look at your witch.
So I'm just like
starting to come around.
Slow and steady. Wins the race.
Okay. Yeah. All right, and we are looking for an opening bid on that for $200. Okay, now let's go to Bill.
Oh,
Bill working on his
melting
Wolverine.
I love it.
Looking for a bid of $50 on that. And now we have Drew, who's working on a Ghost Rider. Ooh, that's coming out really, really nice. Look for that Ghost Rider to come back into the big screen as well. And Drew is looking for a bid of $75 on that. And Tony is working on Chandra from Magic the Gathering. And that's looking really good.
Yeah. You know what? When I see Tony's piece, I get it because I also do watercolor.
Yeah.
It's really not the subject matter sometimes. It's about, what kind of color should I use? It's like it's about a color highlights story piece.
Yeah.
Is it like that, Tony? I don't know.
Sometimes like I'll pick I'll do a character and I'll just I have a yellow and orange and brown Batman that looks like he's in fire, but
exactly.
I think that one was done because I was I wanted to get rid of a color on my palette. Like, okay, I haven't used this one in a while. I want to do something that's all green.
Mm-hmm. And when you say those colors on Batman, I'm thinking of like the gas lamp or the gaslight.
Yeah,
Batman that comes to my mind. Okay, let's go to Fong, who's working on Scarlet Witch on an Avengers Black sketch cover. She's looking for a bid of $150. We have no bids yet, so if anybody wants to open that up, go ahead and say so in the comments, and we will be right back after this short commercial break.
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com.
Live from New York. What? Oh, sorry. Live from Cleveland? It's Friday night? It's Friday Night Live! With Nancy McCann. And Ricky. And sometimes Carlos. And featuring boxes and boxes of rare comics. Unique collectibles. Lots of smiles and conversations with new friends. Friday Night Live with Comics Unlimited. Friday night from 9 to 11 on The Experience. Boring old Tuesday. Kick it!
Hey, let's get to it.
Henri Copen scours collections and comic shops to bring you the biggest deals on beautiful comics.
I'm very eager to sell these books.
Plus, he smashes those other boring sales shows. Henri's got fire, excitement, personality, key books, Momo books.
Sexy Momo books for you.
A cute dog. Weird accents.
69, bro!
A wheel of skid bark?
We do wheel spins at the end of every show.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll score huge bargains.
That is Haktua magic right there, all right?
Kicking it with Henri. Tuesday nights, part of The Experience.
Thank you again for joining us on SketchUp this Thursday evening. We've got a special episode featuring some of the artists from that will be attending the New York Comic Con. And let's give a special hello to Tracy Bedina. She's another artist joining us here for the very first time. Hopefully we'll be able to get her on the show one of these days. We'll definitely work on that. And if you haven't already, on the ticker tape, we have the art that's being worked on by our artists here. It's Mog Park, Fong Fong, Drew Moss, Bill McKay, and Tony Moy. And so if you'd like to bid on any of that, go ahead and do so in the comments, and that'll get them on the board. Okay, so we've been talking about the New York Comic Con, mainly business, because some of us are still trying to figure out exactly what kind of beast and animal that show is. We've heard like so many things about it, and we're trying to get the lay of the land, so to speak. If you've been to the New York Comic Con, let's hear about it in the comments if you don't mind. Okay, so we kind of talked about the transportation.
I think the main concern for anything was a.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mog.
No, you just said it right now. It's transportation. It's always about transportation, I think, anywhere. The issue.
Well, yeah, that's the
concern.
That's the kind of like it's a concern just for like New York, because we know how New York can get busy. If it was any other city, I don't think I would like spend this much time. It wouldn't be much of a talk.
Yeah, it can get kind of expensive in New York when it comes to transportation.
Yeah, and overall, right? Because some of the people I talked to, they're laying out like $4,500 before they even get there, to cover lodging, airfare. And,
oh yeah, New York. So the hotel that I've used for the last since 2019, has gone up $100 every year.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh well, total price for my stay at New York.
What is this? Are we going to France? Like Paris?
Yeah, I know. So
going to New York like going to Paris?
It is.
What the
It's
heck?
crazy.
It's like going to a foreign country.
But it's been like that.
I am paying more for my stay in New York than I am for a full week in London.
Oh my! What?
And in London, I'll have a full, brand new apartment with a kitchen and a living area and a balcony and everything else. So
That's like a regular apartment.
oh yeah, I'm staying at a corporate apartment in London.
Nice.
But yeah.
What's going on? Why?
It's New York. It's New York.
It's not even Hawaii. It doesn't even have a beautiful ocean.
No, speaking of Hawaii, the prices in Hawaii are, for as far as like a hotel, is about the same. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
We were just looking at, since that's where we're going next month, and yeah, and then I've looked at like other options, and they're about just as high too. So, yeah. But anyway, that's a different topic.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. What I wanted to do the Hawaii, but as it turns out, it worked out because now I'm going to Malta.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. And like I said, I've been wanting to go to Malta. It's a small show, but I heard a lot of some good, interesting things there.
Yeah, Malta. So if you go to the boot of Italy, the boot of Italy is kicking Sicily, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it goes the boot of Italy, Sicily, and on the other side of Sicily is a tiny little island called Malta.
Ah.
Yeah. But, and if I did go to Malta, I would want to stay a few days extra.
Yeah. They're flying me out there on a Thursday and then flying me out on a Tuesday.
Yeah, and I heard they treat you good, and they'll take you to some of the tours as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Their Monday is to show us around.
Is that where Paul Gauguin, the artist, he retired to? I know he went to some kind of French. I know he's French, but he went off to some Polynesian type of island that's in maybe the Maldives, I think.
Yeah, I do not know.
Oh. Yeah, he ended up marrying like a 12-year-old girl and gave syphilis to everybody.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like a nice guy.
He's a very nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very kind to women.
Oh yeah. Always giving.
Yeah.
So giving.
Now at the con for New York, right? How crazy does it get in Artist Alley? I mean, is that place like packed with everybody else?
There have been times. Every year is different since the pandemic. Has its own sort of flavor, but there have been times when I felt guilty going to the bathroom.
Oh, really?
I don't know about it. I don't know about the rest of the people on here, but there's one time I went to the bathroom and I rushed right back, and they have an artist bathroom, right? So you don't have to wait in line,
right? Yeah.
And when I came back, there are people waiting just to give me money so they can walk away with a print. And they're like literally were just handing. And they're like, "Oh, I'm waiting for you to get back here so I can get this." I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. So sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it'll be like any other show. You can't predict it. But in general, your Thursday because they sell Thursday only tickets.
Okay.
It is not uncommon for your single day Thursday to beat 3-day conventions, like just your single day on Thursday.
I believe you. I've had incidents like that.
You're saying that the Thursday there can beat any other convention.
It has for me. Certain years. I don't know about Bill, but like not any other, right? Like it's not going to be like Seattle or something.
Yeah.
I expect to probably have my best day on Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Your Thursdays can be amazing.
Can be really
You just wish you had Thursday after Thursday after Thursday.
Yeah.
The casual fans come out on Saturday and Sunday. The hardcore people come early. And at a show like New York, if I don't have a great start, I know it's not going to be a great weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems to be the tell of the tape all this year, because we've noticed that like on the 4-day shows, if Thursday is good, then the rest of the weekend it may not be as good as that Thursday, but overall that con does well.
Well, one of the things about Thursdays as well is that at New York is that you have Thursday only tickets. People are only there for Thursday, so they will make a decision if they want that original. Like they can't wait and make a decision until Sunday.
They have to
they gotta make that decision. They have to do it
on Sunday.
Yeah, they want that print. They're just gonna get it. So
for me, I don't do a lot of commissions. If you don't get me on Thursday, you're not getting one because I do very few.
Right.
And I think that's what normally we'll take commissions as far late as Saturday evening, but I got a feeling as it is, we're going to have to stop that much earlier, maybe even on Friday.
Depending on your fans and how you want to do it, you might want to just be like, hey,
I'll just mail it to you.
Well, just reserve it and be like, just be like, hey, I'm holding in some slots open on Saturday, and just come back on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh.
And because that's what I'm going to do, because we really can't afford to take any more commissions, Mog. Your list right now is too big. And I don't want to hold any more.
Just buy originals, please.
I want to get rid of that, right? So any commissions we get there has to be done and completed there. I don't want to take it here and have
Mhm.
to worry about mailing it or anything like
Mhm.
that. So yeah, and I've been telling everybody that has been contacting us, look, I'm glad you reached out to us. If you want to get a commission, sign up for it now, because if we get there, I don't think we're going to be doing that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Focus on the sales on other things. Now, they're also saying that if you've got like big ticket items, bring those.
Yes.
We've got big ticket items, and I hardly ever bring those. You know, we sell those at other places and whatnot. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I'm bringing like 3 issues of Thundercats. I sell pages that shows all the time. So yeah, I'm hoping that this show, I want to get rid of some covers personally. I
Yeah.
really want to get rid of some covers.
I agree.
Plus, it's less for my rep to take back.
Yeah, you know,
It saves everybody a hassle, and then you know just taking on commissions is it's so time consuming, and like you said, you try and do your best. You know, you're signing stuff, you're talking to people. It's like the show's built on distraction, right? Like every
yeah,
show.
yeah,
But I'm just hoping, yeah, to move those pages, because I mean I've done like 8 issues, and I only
Mhm.
have 3 left.
Wow.
So I want them gone.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Yeah.
Like
But I think
it's nice. Yeah, it's nice to be able to just sell pages, but the commissions are tough, man. I love doing them, but I want to give everybody the best I can do, and I hate turning people away. But
Yeah,
me
I
too.
won't take it home. I won't. Like, it's
yeah.
just not gonna happen.
Mhm.
I don't take people's money till I'm done too. So if you buy a piece from me, if I don't finish it, you don't have to pay for anything. So
Mm.
like that's just the way I work. I just can't. I can't hold people's money.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't take them home. I have a whole book I have to work on. It's behind. And you know what? I don't want people's money. If I have their money and I have to get up and work on something else every day, I think about that I have their money, and I think about them thinking about me
Yeah.
having their money. And I just don't need that pressure. I don't take any homework.
Yeah. I think I'll start doing that now.
And,
I
so
only do that for commissions.
Bill,
not
do
at
you have a
shows.
lot of pages to sell too?
Yeah.
I have covers. I mean, I have a bunch of kind of high-end covers that have just been revealed. I'm hoping to sell some. The pages from my first issue of my book, I've sold all the good ones. I don't really have any of them. And I'm working on issue number 2 right now, and I can't really sell those because I can't show them off yet.
Right, you don't want to show them yet. Yeah.
So I have a good assortment of covers that I'd like to sell. But no interior pages right now.
Yeah, see, we have interior pages, and I've been reluctant to put those out. I'm just not sure if
They
they'll.
don't sell. Yeah.
But we do have a lot of covers as well, right? And those range from low to high, and all the high ones we don't usually bring out. So I'm bringing
How
one
much?
folder that's like an 18 by 24, which has the more expensive stuff in there. So
Bring it.
yeah, I'm
You
bringing
don't bring it. You don't bring it because of the size or because of the cost.
the cost.
I think it's the size, isn't it?
The size
It's so
doesn't bother
big.
me. It's
Where we're
the
gonna
cost. I don't
display
know if people can afford that price at a con, or I just wouldn't get that much interest in it.
If there's a
But I'm
con to
gonna
bring
try.
it to, this is the one.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
agree.
try.
Anyway,
We'll see.
how many books are you gonna bring? Mail, Bill. You said you're gonna mail a bunch of books.
What did I mail? So I have exclusives. I need to sell books. I can't make my money selling prints. I sell books. I have a Zombie Tramp exclusive. It's a 100 print run with 20 foils, and I have a Kim the Delusional that's a 100 print run with 20 foils.
Yeah.
So that's 240 books plus miscellaneous back issues of Kim and Zombie Tramp. I'm going to bring probably another 100 of those, so that's probably about 350 books.
That's about
So,
a long
Wow.
box right
That's
there.
wow. That's a lot of books.
Not an insane amount, but also I have so many that a lot of those I'll bring one of each. So heavy on the exclusives, but the back issues, it's going to be one. What you see is what I have.
And what do you expect to sell in that? Are you expecting to sell them all, or what kind of sell-through are you looking at?
The Zombie Tramp has performed very well at New York. This is probably my 7th or 8th Zombie Tramp exclusive in New York, and last year they sold out in the first couple hours.
Wow.
On day one. Now,
Yeah.
Kim is my book. It has been out for less than a year.
Mhm.
I wrote and drew that entire book. That's my baby. And I did a cover that I really like, which looks like this.
Oh yeah, I saw that. You just.
But it's still a property that people don't know. So I am hoping that this one does well, but I don't expect it to do what Zombie Tramp did after. Zombie Tramp's been around for 15 years. But I also have this to promote at the show, which is a big deal for me. This is Kim 2.
That's right.
So I have a ton of cards. I don't want to show the artist list too quick. So I will be promoting the Kickstarter that's going to launch early next year. But in the end, I expect Zombie Tramp to sell out. Kim, I hope to sell out. And I just want to build the Kim name and promote that. So.
Wow. And here I thought I was bringing a lot of books.
Oh, I forgot. I have another one. I did one with Garrett Gunn for a book called what is it called? Fangers. And it's on Kickstarter with a preview book. And we did a cover for that came out pretty cool. And so that's another book that that Garrett will bring. I didn't even think about that. And Garrett will be sitting at my table for a couple hours a day. And we'll be selling Fangers #1.
All right, cool. I'm going to see if I can stop by. I don't think you're too far from us. So,
I'm in the same spot I was last year on the wall. I don't know who's next to me.
I have, according to Fabrice, I have 2 of his French artists on either side of us. So that'll be kind of interesting, I think. Okay, so
I think
Marg was thinking that I was bringing too many books, and I think I've got it to the last count I had was 200. So now I'm thinking if I should be bringing more.
No,
I wasn't sure,
because we're not selling.
They would sell there.
I don't agree with you, Mel, because I think it's like Bill. He said he's more book concentrated.
Right.
But for us,
he's got an established leg on Zombie Tramp. Right. No, I understand that. But it's giving me the impression
I think overall,
he's giving me the impression that books can sell better there than what I'm expecting.
Here's something very nice about New York and Read Pop is their website. So the books, my Kim books, the Fangers book, and the Zombie Tramp books are all up on the New York website. So I've had people reach out to me because they've seen them there. I put them on there before I even advertise them online. And so, I mean, that's a benefit. So people who are just looking even, to buy and sell or looking at what the exclusives are can see my books on the thing, even if they don't know who I am. So that is a promotion that you get from their website that you don't get from a lot of other.
Right. I really like the way how they set that up too. That's really nice to have.
I think it's
like that. And they do that for all their shows, so we do like that.
I think it's exactly what Tony's.
Fine. How many? I know you bring a lot of books. How many books are you planning to bring? Do you have a number?
I have 4 from including variants, so I bring 20 each. That's my.
How many books is that total? You think?
4 plus 20.
Oh, so 80. That's about 80? 80. Okay. That's interesting.
Bill.
Yeah, okay.
Hey.
Do you, for your books, do you charge for like remarks, and do you do that kind of things to like upsell it?
You know what? I do a complicated remark that's about 125 or 150, but I only do that on a book that has a good white spot. I am not good at like putting down white paint and building on it.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't do a lot of remarks, but if you buy anything from me, I don't charge for a signature. And I have a simple remark that's like an eye. It's like an eyeball. And that, if anybody requests it, I'll do it for free. If you're buying something, I will do that for free.
Okay, that's cool.
How about you, Tony? Do you do a lot of remarks?
This will be the first time. Well, with the 442nd, this is kind of the first time that I've had a book to do a lot of remarks. Usually, I charge a couple. If people have me do something on a cover that I've done, I'll charge a little bit. But in general, like I don't charge for autographs or anything else like that.
Right. Yeah. We don't charge for signatures either.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of requests to do remarks on like Funkos or anything else besides a comic cover?
I've done. I know you have as well. Like baseballs.
Right.
I've done a backpack. I've done
shoes.
Captain America's shield.
I did a cuckoo clock once.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, a Thundercats cuckoo clock. Who knew that existed? But
wow,
I did
that's
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
Was it an old piece from the 80s or something?
Yeah, it was super old. I was like, "Why don't you? Do you really want me to do this?" And they were like, "Yeah, we love you to." So, yeah, that was weird.
But was it fun?
It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they had just a nice flat space on the bottom.
Nice.
So I do remarks all the time. Like, it's some are okay, some are good. I mean, it's really tough. Like Bill said, like using those oil markers or the Poscas and trying to build something decent, but also like you've got to remember the remark is. I mean, I only charge $30 for a quick remark.
Yeah, that's about what I do, like $30 to $40.
So I mean, I can't spend an hour on it.
Yeah.
Like there's other people, and my time is worth something. Maybe not a lot, but it's worth something.
Your time is worth a lot.
Quan is always looking at me when I do remarks and I take too long. He's like, "You're done. Stop."
This is a more complicated remark, and I can only do it on.
Oh wow!
And
That's awesome. One of the weirdest things.
I love
more
that.
than a remark
paper.
there.
What was that, Bill?
What's that?
What did you say? I didn't hear
it was
you.
on that. This is on regular comic paper. It's terrible. Like it's super muddy.
Yeah, right? Doesn't that suck, man?
Yeah, but it's kind of a challenge. It's fun if you figure it out.
Yeah,
like laying
that's
the pencil
why I
down and
hate
doing all
remarks.
and just barreling through the tones, just laying all the tones and not even really giving a fuck, and then bringing it together in the end in the inks. It's a pain. It's difficult, but it's fun.
I honestly think remarks should never have been even invented. I think a signature is prettier. It's just so bad. Like because you just smearing it with Sharpies at the most, and then you just can't get that quality art. Like if you're especially doing a lot of like finesse, especially maybe Tony, you and I, we work like water-based stuff.
Yeah, watercolors really suck. I mean, that's why I bring gouache now, just for that reason.
Still
Bill,
doesn't work.
Ilya writes, waiting for the Kim Chi issue, and then Steve Vendetta writes, Bill, I think Kim would sell really well in Korea. Have you tapped that market yet?
No.
Actually, Steve, Kim in Korea, Steve, Kim in Korea means the norishi, the black seaweed paper that you wrap sushi and eat. Yeah. That's literally called Kim.
And then it's also interesting that in Japan, a lot of girls that want to change their name to English, right? They choose the name Kim.
Oh, why is that?
They do.
I don't know why. It's
I
like
run
Kim
in
or Kimmy.
every show I do. There's somebody that has to come up to me and tell me that their name is Kim or that their wife's name is Kim. And it's like, yeah, it's a fairly simple name. I like it's just, you know what, to me it's a bold, the whole name, the name is bold and simple. And
Yep.
it does translate in different languages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look around the room and see where everybody is at. We are still looking for opening bids on all this artwork here. Let's start with Mog, who's working on a witch. And that is looking really nice. Looking for an opening bid of 200. If we get no bid, definitely you're going to see this piece at New York Comic Con for probably a little bit more. All right. Now, next let's go to Bill.
Ways to go.
Working on the zombie Wolverine. He's all dripping in. I don't know. Looks like you're getting close to being done there.
Yeah, the tones will bring it together. It's like an animation cell looking at it backwards.
Right.
The
Okay,
lines
and
are
we're
perfect.
looking for a bid of $50 on that. So if you want that, go ahead and put that in the comments. And next from Drew Moss, who's working on Ghost Rider. That piece looks
Wow.
almost done
Awesome.
there. It's looking for a bid of 75.
That was
I
bad.
love the painterly look that you just
It
incorporated.
looks like a flaming skull.
That's probably
I
what's
know,
coming
weird. Weird.
next. It's like he hasn't switched on yet. Turn the flame on. All right, let's go to
That's a different
Chandra
hero.
from Tony Moy. Looking for a bid of 250. Looking pretty sweet there. Nice lips, nice
Fiery,
eyes,
fiery.
very fiery.
It's done.
There you go. It's done. Okay.
I'm just gonna
250 on that. Play around.
tighten up a few things and.
Yeah, there.
You know, Mel, you said you like the first thing you look at is always, especially if it's a female, is the eyes and then the lips.
Yeah.
What if
Yep.
the eyes are so small, like so squinty, you can't see the eyeballs? Is that a total
Well,
turn off for you?
No. I'll take a good look at the piece,
Have-
but
have-
usually it's the eyes that catch me first.
Have you seen Adam Hughes' sketch? He doesn't draw eyeballs. All his girls have their eyes closed.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, with thick eyelashes.
Yeah, there's the thick
Yeah.
eyelashes, and their eyes are always closed.
You're right.
Like half the time, he has like two versions. Eyes are kind of open, and then eyes are closed.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything to cut down on time.
Yep.
All right. And then last we have the Scarlet Witch from Fun Quote. Now you will find her not in Artist Alley, but in the exhibitor hall.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She is going to be in a booth with Henri.
Oh,
Yeah, I believe it's the 2135. So she gets room to stretch out. Nice. Okay, so
Hey,
if
Bob, what's a
if you want to bid on
common,
the Scarlet
comment?
Witch, she's looking for a bid of 150 on that.
I'm-
She's getting ready to lay that down. So anyway, don't go away. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Twitch, it's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there too.
You love comic books. You collect comic books. But even if you own a rare, expensive issue, it's still a copy. How would you like to own a piece of comic book history? The actual art pages the comics were made from? Oh no, you say. That's too expensive. Regular people can't afford that stuff. Can they? Nick Ferrucci says yes. Join the founder of Dynamite Entertainment for the original art experience on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Incredible art at almost unbelievable prices. Does he have some high-dollar pieces for the high rollers? Sure, but Nick always makes sure to find amazing pieces priced for the fledgling collector. You can collect original comic art. The original art experience. Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Part of the experience.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks again for joining us on SketchUp. We have a group of artists here that will be attending New York Comic Con, and that's what we've been talking about tonight. And make sure you keep your eye on the ticker tape and see what art they're drawing and what their starting bids are. All right. So, what else can we expect out of New York Comic Con? Tony, right?
Yeah.
What's the highlight for you over there?
My New York Comic Con starts on Wednesday night. So this year I got invited to the Museum of Chinese Art or Chinese Americans or something.
Yeah.
And they are hosting an event, kind of their pseudo artist alley of Asian Americans
Nice.
at their museum from like 5 to 9 or something like that.
Oh wow.
I have very little expectations, but it's a networking thing for me.
Right. Yeah. And
But
it ties into your project. So
it kind of ties
it's
into my
good fit for
project a
that.
little bit. And so part of me is like not looking forward to it because I have to set up twice. So I'm really just going to bring a few things for people to, if people can't make it to New York Comic Con, they can come and pick up some prints or whatever else and some smaller things at this event. But I am going to be exhausted because I'm flying in that morning and then I have to go and set up and then I have to go and set up again. And so part of me is thinking about whether or not I should just fly in Tuesday night.
I see. That's what. Yeah. Yeah.
So
being the old guy that I am, I would have to fly in the day before.
yeah. So normally flying in Wednesday, like with is usually enough. But the highlight for me is usually getting to sleep on Sunday night.
Yeah. Yeah. Stephen Netta asks, Tony, are you related to Albert Moy?
Albert Moy, Devin Moy, Phil Moy.
Of course they're related.
Yeah, I mean no, we're not. None of us are. All the Moys in the comic book industry, none of us are immediately or directly related in this generation.
There you go.
Yeah, like it is possible. Like I'm sure there, you go back for like 3 or 4 generations at least.
Yeah.
There's a chance,
right,
that there might be someone, but the Moys all come from it's a location name.
Yeah.
So, and it's not a very popular one. So it's all the Moys can trace their ancestry back to a certain smaller area of China. So,
there you go.
So there's a chance.
Well, I'm glad Steve asked that because I've been wondering about that, but I've always keep forgetting to ask. So
we know each other well enough, but And at shows, you might hear me call, or you may hear us call each other cousins. Hey, cuz. What's up, cuz?
Yeah. It's kind of like the wins, right? There's so many
Yeah.
wins out there.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I don't think any of
but
them
that
are
that one's a
related
very
either.
popular name. Like Win is like Smith. Moy is less so.
Oh. Hey, Fong, Steve is asking, Fong, don't forget to check under your bed. There's something dark and hairy stirring there.
Oh my god. I don't want to know.
Steve always does this. Every time Fang comes on the show, he would say there's something moving underneath your bed, Fang. Like he would always say these horror stuff. But yeah.
You need some inspiration for horror story.
There you go.
Oh, speaking of horror story, I was just telling Mel, one of the horror movies that usually I don't like horror movies anyway, but one of the horror movies I don't particularly want to watch is always where there's a very realistic approach to it. But there was very little gore and like serial killer type of thing.
Like it could happen. It's not like there's a demon with 18 legs coming after you.
That's not a jump scare or anything. It's more of a disturbing of it's almost like a psychological delve into a human psyche, kind of like like American Psycho. Although that was a pretty good film. But anyway, I did stumble into this movie. I think it was 2021 or was it 18? It's the one that says, I think, the house that Jack built. Have you ever seen that one?
No, I have not. Not.
Very disturbing. It won the Cannes Festival Award, one of the Cannes Festival Award and then the reason why it won was because of the particular extreme gore and disturbing elements. Very, very disturbing and dark. The house that Jack built.
I don't know the movie house.
It's kind of like I think it's a fictional serial killer, but kind of like Ted Bundy, where he would go to and just he's a OCD clean freak architect who kind of failed, and he just starts to kill one by one, and then the way he kills is very descriptive, and I think that's why it won that award. And it was kind of saying that, I think from the director's point of view, if you love watching these, like it's almost like saying, why do you even watch this? I'm gonna make it as ugly as possible. There's something wrong with you. Kind of like a satire back to the viewers. This should not be entertainment, pretty much. That's why he made it as disturbing and gory as possible. But at the end, he starts to refer a little bit of the infernal Dante's Hell.
Yeah.
And at the last one is, kind of spoiler alert, is he builds a house because he keeps saying, when are you going to build a house? When are you going to build a dream house? So he collects all the body parts of every victims, and then he creates this house. And then so the police or the detectives or anyone, they go into the house. And as you go in, there's layers of it, like a Dante's Hell. And each layer, as you go down, is worse and worse and worse. Kind of, so that's like almost the pinnacle of horror, like horrific visual type of thing. I hate that.
But you watched it.
I don't know. Because some of the quotes that the guy, the serial killer, was talking about, it's kind of almost like understandable because they go by a logic. It's some like a weird logic, and then once you kind of listen to that, you want to know, why, like, and then you try to explain more and more, and you're like, this is kind of interesting but very disturbing. Yeah. Well, what I'm trying to say is, Fong, don't watch it. Okay. I know you look forward,
but you watched it.
Yeah, I know. It's
you watched it, and it made you go, and it made
no, but I watched it on and off. I watched it on and off. Okay.
Right.
I would look down instead.
How many times have you watched it?
just once. But even that was like very passing, very fleeting. Because there's many times I just would look down, like, okay, just listen to the dialogue,
Got it.
Yeah. What about you? Are you guys okay with that? That kind of horror?
I didn't watch
you guys
it.
Can handle? No, are you the kind of genre? Are you guys okay with that? Like, are you guys
With horror?
Yeah.
It's not a genre I typically go to.
Right? Yeah.
I love horror.
Yeah, I'm a big horror guy, but not a
Same here.
psychological horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want to be scared.
I'm gonna
But I
lie
hardly
and
am.
say I don't watch horror, but if you ask me any movie that's a horror, I've probably seen it. But I don't look for them. But for some reason, I've seen, like, the one that disturbed me was Midsommar. That movie messed me up. I've only watched it the one time, and I won't watch it again. It's just because the violence looks too real. Like,
right? That kind of thing.
It's just too. I watched it all the way through, and I was at the end. I was just confused. I was like, "What did I just watch?" I had to watch something happy after because and it was 4 a.m, and I was like, "I need to watch something colorful and happy because this is messing with my head."
Take you to a happy place.
So, I've only watched it like 12 times. It's
right.
No, I'm joking.
Derek says he likes that.
It's cute. It's queued up. It's queued up right now. I'm watching it now.
Yeah.
We should probably set up like a group watch on that or something.
The one I do like, the one horror thing that I do remember like going, oh, this was really well done, was that Haunting on Hill House.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Right?
Yeah,
like that was awesome.
I think Fang was telling me to watch that. It's pretty good. I think she said it's good, right? The Haunting in Hill House.
Yeah, I
no,
liked
it was you, Mel.
Yeah, because I was watching it. I think we were still in Hawaii at that time when I watched it.
The TV series. No, it was in Australia, and you finished it.
Oh, okay.
And the funny thing is, I refused to watch it, but I can't help listen to it, right? Because I'm in the same room as him. And this guy, he fell asleep, and I listened to the entire story till the very end. So when people start asking, what is the plot? What is this whole meeting about? What is the ending scene about? I knew. So I was the one who was explaining it. I was breaking down the symbolism, the writer's intent, everything.
And the hard part is that when I'd wake up, I would have to go back to where I fell asleep and watch that whole thing all over again.
I hated that. I had to relive it again.
So it got drilled into her.
Yeah, see, wasn't that good?
No, it's terrible. So in a way, because not watching it is worse. Because your mind is playing, while you're listening to it, your imagination. Because we're artists, so it's the worst. Yeah. Your imagination is way better than the. Yeah.
All right, I'm done. I was done like 15 minutes ago.
Beautiful.
Yogi is asking, is Drew using glow-in-the-dark paint?
No.
It's very glowing.
It's just fluid acrylics. So they're very like thin, almost like watercolors, except when they dry, you can't move them again. But yeah, they're just it's just got a thinning medium in them. So yeah, see the fluid acrylics. So you can blend them. Yeah, this is just white, titanium white. It's it allows you to blend, because acrylics can dry so fast. And then this is one of my favorite things, the manual airbrush. They're really hard to find now. I had to order this from the Netherlands. I ordered like 6. Yeah, because they have a new version of it that I don't like, that has a little motor on it. And I actually bought 6 of them because Jerome Pena, he saw me using it, and I told him I would get him one if I found it. And Ed McGuinness, I was like, I'm going to get you one because they couldn't find it, and I did. I had to pay $40 to have it shipped here, but I
Damn.
got 6 of them. They're only like $7 each. If you
All right.
buy them in the U.S., they're like 15 each. So
What is
it
it?
kind of worked out the same.
Yeah.
It's an airbrush.
So yeah, it's like a little manual airbrush you can use for like
I want
markers, or I'll bring you one.
It looks like it's a pump airbrush.
It is,
Yeah.
and
really
you can
want
use it
one
with
'cause my
markers
airbrush
and the paint markers. And look here, I'll zoom in. You can really get nice splatter in there, and it's easy to
So
control.
Drew,
Look,
do I
there's
have to
none on
pay
my board.
40?
Oh,
Yeah, so no, I
that's
have
kind of
6 of them.
Wow.
I just
Yeah.
use this thing over here.
Oh.
A toothbrush.
No, I just use my little. I have a little portable airbrush that I
Yeah,
found on Amazon.
I have
Yeah.
one of those too.
Yeah.
I like those for glows.
Yeah.
Mine
But I
broke.
can't control the spitting on those. Not yet.
Yeah.
Mog, how
the
come you didn't tell
cleaning
me it broke?
with that I was cleaning so much, and I was using the sound bar. Also, I kept cleaning it so rigorously that I think part of the glue that some of the devices were attached to, the screws, it dissolved. It just deleted. So now the parts don't even went together. I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry.
You got to show
I
it to
wasn't
me.
trying to hide it on purpose.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah.
But I know more about those, so you should show it to me. I don't think it may not be broken. Those things are a little tough to break since they're all metal, right? But there's some pieces that can be replaced. You just got to know where to get them. And we still have my my Iwata airbrush. We just got to get a compressor.
It's the compressor, I think that's expensive.
So they have
Steve
small tube
Modena writes,
compressors now.
Pink Drew somehow he ended up with the ladies model. He's talking about the color of the airbrush.
Oh, yeah, color doesn't mean anything to me. I'd use.
Yeah.
I have like a blue one, a black one, but all 6 of the ones I got were pink. So I was like, sweet.
I actually like
Cheaper
it.
that one.
That's colorful because you don't.
Yeah.
It's hard to misplace it when you're trying to look for
That's
it.
what-
You're like, pink, and grab it.
That's what I thought too. I thought exactly the same thing. I'll never lose it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've started
Usually-
buying. I used to be all like, if you're giving me an option for colors, I would choose something that was black. But lately,
Yeah.
I choose anything but black because I don't want to lose it. Like, I get red
Yeah.
or
Me
orange.
too. Yeah.
It's
That's why I got
kind
the
of like the
glasses
same
red.
reason my car is red because everything out there is like black or white.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because I love color. I mean, obviously I do, but not on myself or as an accessory. But now I'm just choosing more color just so I don't misplace. I mean, it's easy to find.
Right, yeah. Especially when you're traveling, you just don't want to.
Oh yeah, travel.
Yep, I have bright yellow suitcases, so I see them come out
Yeah.
before
Nice.
everybody else.
The more, exactly, Bill. The more outrageous, the better now.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to get color out there.
It's functional.
Used to
It's
see a
because
lot
we're
of
all
color
thinking
before,
about
but now
functional
it's like
purposes.
black, white, and gray. That's all out there.
It's so hard to find your suitcase. Oh god.
Yeah.
Anyway, Drew, you got a bid by Ilya, so.
Yep. Drew is on the board. So let's talk about food out in New York. Is that easy? Is that easy? Well, okay. You know what? I just read that they're giving us like food vouchers.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I don't know, but you can't use it at the truck, Starbucks,
Mhm.
or stuff like that. So it looks like it can be used with
The
the
con
food
food?
facilities that they have there, right? But is that good? Is it worth it? Or should I chuck these food vouchers and get something else?
I just bring stuff in from outside.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I was planning
New
to
York
do.
has so many little bodegas, and there's one or two that are on the way, and I just buy a sandwich in the morning, get some coffee. I take that little.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. What about you, Drew? What do you do?
I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's your
I'm
first
only
time, too.
going. I know like 2 places I'm going to eat, and other than that, I'm just gonna find whatever's around. I really don't. I don't have a preference. If it's there, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I got to try the pizza. Only time I've been to New York was the Bronx when I was doing IT work, and they were awful to me. But I'm sure this experience is going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to just seeing everybody and a bunch of people I've never met before or even had the opportunity to meet. I don't know. I'm just happy to be there, to be honest.
Okay. How about you, Bill? What do you do?
I starve myself. I am so bad at shows. It's hard enough to go to the bathroom, but to go get food, I try to bring something with me. I try to make sure I have something because I rarely eat during a show, and then I go out and I get a great meal, and at the end of in the evening. But there are food trucks across the street. There's the food in there is all right. It's not terrible.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about vouchers though.
Now, see, I bought 2 boxes of
eating
like granola bars all ready to bring because I figured I don't know if we would have time to eat, and I don't think I want to eat anything heavy in the morning anyway. So that'll go good with the coffee that we can get like somewhere. So the first morning we're there Wednesday. We're actually going to go to Hell's Kitchen. Is that good?
Hell's Kitchen has some good restaurants. I mean, depends on where you're going, but
the place is called Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
Isn't that Gordon
Sounded cool,
Ramsay's
so I
restaurant?
figure we'll check it out. Huh?
Isn't that Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, Mel?
That's what it sounds like, but I don't know for sure.
That's his TV show.
Yeah, that's his TV show.
Yeah.
The Hell's Kitchen is the name of the neighborhood. The show.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
So the address. Well, this guy Fabrice told me here, meet me here, a place called Hell's Kitchen, and he gave me an address. So I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, not sure. I thought it was an actual restaurant.
Yeah.
We will find out very shortly. Let's see how that is. And I'll report back. Yeah. All right. So we'll try to bring food in. That way we don't have to leave too much.
I think my favorite was maybe eating a fruit, like cut up watermelon or something like that. I think that was the best for me.
That's out of season.
Or,
Stephen Netta writes, I heard Matt Murdock works there at Hell's Kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah, I was
That's
thinking
the
that same
first
thing.
time I heard that term too was in the Daredevil comics. Hell's Kitchen.
Speaking of Matt Murdock, I was thinking about villains in general in the comic book, the DC Marvel comic world.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, is there any like very nice, kind villain? Like, what is the nicest villain? And then all I could think of was this one character. Do you guys remember? It was a movie version, so I'm not quite sure if the comic is right. It's the Sandman from Spider-Man, the old series.
Oh, the Sandman.
Remember Sandman?
Yeah.
His whole motivation was for his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
He really didn't want to do all those stuff, but he just had to do it for his daughter.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
Would you
I don't
guys
think that
agree
was
that he was-
established early on. That was established later on when they decided they want to try and make him a good guy, which I really hate when they do that to a villain. Dr. Horrible.
So what was the original Sandman like then?
The original Sandman
He was
was
just
a
a crook.
burglar.
Yeah, he's just a crook.
Yeah,
Bank robber.
yeah. That's what he was.
Oh.
But then they decided to make him a nice guy. My thing with that is that if you keep converting your villains into nice guys, then how good will your heroes be? They've got nothing to be good for, to elevate themselves. Because remember that a character can only become better or good as tough as the villains are, as tough as their antagonists, and you're just like stripping it away. That's my argument.
I think the why is why you're doing it. It can be, say, out of love, like the Sandman. I'm doing it for my daughter, but still, regardless of the why, the how you do it is always the bad part, right? So he chose that route to get that for that. So I think that's most case in reflection of real life anyway. If you meet some of the criminals, I'm guessing it's not because they're victims of circumstance, environment, and they did it because of their wife, or they did it for their family, right, or whatever lack of resource, right?
Well, I mean, you
I think that's okay.
I think it's how it's presented. I think it's how it's presented, right? Because you can take that same concept with Sandman, like, okay, fine, he's a villain, he does that, but you put it into the movie John Q, and John Q is the hero, right? It's the same thing. He's doing it for his kid. If you haven't seen it, Denzel Washington, John Q, right?
Yeah, it is. That's a good point there. It is on that perspective.
Yeah, and a little bit of what you're saying, Mel. It's all about.
Yeah, but now
you can
this
have
is what I
a
don't
villain.
like. Is
you can have your heroes are always in contrast to the villain, right? Punisher, in one case he's going to be the villain to a hero, or vice versa, right? Like, he's the anti-hero.
Yeah.
Can you have an anti-villain? To a certain extent, but at the end of the day, it's just how you write him, how you put someone against him, right?
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's what made Punisher interesting when he went up against Daredevil, because you have that where the Punisher can be on almost any side, good or bad, depending on who the antagonist is. But with Daredevil, it's kind of clear cut, So you've got one guy that works in the gray area and one guy that works on the right side of the law most of the time, but not breaking any like major laws. And so, how do you deal with that? And that was a good storyline to have between those two characters.
Have you realized though, most of the time, with the villains that are written in fiction, the good guys, it's almost like their conviction or their principle, the moral standard is so set in stone. They will, even if it kills them, they will never deviate from it, and that's applauded for, right? And then, this is just on average, by the way. And then the villains, their moral principle is kind of flexible, so they would, bend to whatever is necessary and just still do crappy stuff. I don't know, just sometimes.
That's why I think there's a shift where people now tend to like the villains more than the heroes, because they have that flexibility. They're not so they have a wider breadth of movement as far as like what they can do, whereas the heroes don't.
I think I'm very neutral, so I'm human. Tony, I think if I have to say it, I would say, Tony, you're definitely the hero type. Yeah,
I'm disguised. You might think I'm a hero, but at the end of the story,
oh, you're a hero to my eyes. Tony.
I am the pivot that the story takes at the end, where you realize that the villain was right next to you. I'm Mr. Glass.
It's a facade when he brings us that Chinese food.
Yeah.
So you were after related
I
to
now
Albert.
know who my place is. I am Mr. Glass.
Good one.
Really? You're chaos? I would say also a hero type. True.
But that's because you see Tony as that he's a very, very good guy, and you have a hard time believing that's his true self.
Mm-hmm.
He's fooled you all.
I know. I have. My plan is working.
He told me before the show.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fool them.
Thank you, Smithers. Thank you.
I would say, I'm sorry to say this, but Fang would be more on the villain side. And Mel, maybe you're...
Yeah, I mean, just from what we know, I mean, we don't know a lot about all
I'm not
you
saying
guys,
she's mean.
but from what we know about Fang, yeah, she could definitely. I have to agree with Mog on that.
All the villains,
more like
the normal people can do in life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They did most things. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I know she's a big fan of Homelander, so
yeah,
you got to worry about who your idols are.
Exactly.
It's just the evil version of Superman. If you like Superman,
Oh yeah, then
in a real life, what he will be. Right? You have power. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
is true when you
right.
look at that, because it is hard when you have that kind of power to think, to not have
Also
that kind of
reflect
control.
the reality. Most power people do a lot of bad things, right?
Yeah, because they have a different view, a different perspective on how they see things. It's just like, and this is pushing it to the extreme, like Galactus. Okay, does he really care?
Yeah, like
him killing a whole planet. Really, is that a crime?
Also,
he's not
I'm just
a
trying to
villain.
survive.
Best villain is
He's
like
a lion hunting.
He's a villain. He just do what he can do, right?
Yeah.
He's a force of nature, right? The hurricane's not a villain. It's just a storm.
Okay, there you go.
Exactly. So I'm thinking, if we go by what Tony just went, like, do you like horror? Usually if it's yes, then you guys are in the alignment of evil. And if we don't like watching horror, then we're in the alignment of good. Yeah. So me and you, Dross, we're the only good guy then. Or maybe Tony. I don't know
about
Tony.
Mog. I can't
What if you
say
like
that
fun
he's a
horror?
good guy.
Huh?
What if you like fun horror?
Fun horror.
You're just chaos.
I think if it's
like the Evil Dead, the Army of Darkness.
Yeah, like Return of the Living Dead. It's fun.
Yeah, it's silly.
I was think,
Yeah, that's kind of horror.
thinking more
I
like
like
PG.
horror that's silly.
What about Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh, that's terrifying. I don't watch that, man. Reindeer and.
So one of the commissions that I have to do for New York is Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas as Freddy Krueger.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, wow.
I would almost pay someone to do that for me.
I have to do a mashup of Freddy Krueger, Jack Skellington.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many ways you can go with that.
Right? And they've given me carte blanche, and they're just like, this is it. This is Jack Skellington and Freddy Krueger, however you want to do it.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Dang. Mog didn't get any cool commissions like that.
Oh, no?
She just got all the standard fare stuff.
Yeah. I got the one I remember is Domino Headshot.
Yeah,
you're talking about Domino from the girl who gets lucky, right?
Yeah.
So that's easy.
I got a Scrooge McDuck versus the Predator, and the Predator has to win. I mean, Scrooge is winning, not the
see,
Predator.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I got that at a Heroes Con one year, and I had to I covered Scrooge in mud, and they're fighting in the mud, and Scrooge is beating him in the head with a stick. It's ridiculous, but it's super fun. It was super fun.
It's cool that when you get like stuff like that. I remember the first time Mog was at Chicago, she got commissioned to have Pikachu cosplay Batman sitting on the toilet.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that was fun. And every now and then we see the guy at the show. He comes by, and we remember who he is, and we just like laugh about it. And he says he still has it and everything.
Is it in the
But truth be
bathroom?
told, I don't want.
I don't know. I think he said it's
question.
framed on one of his walls.
Yeah, no, he carries it around with him. You know the comic book binder that's this thick, and there's and he slits it. He puts it in between as the cover, the plastic, because it's covered with plastic. So he puts it in between and carries it around with him. But actually, truth be told, as much as I love those ideas and they're hilarious, but I don't personally like to draw them because it doesn't match my direction or how I see things or how I it's not my style. I think that's the best.
Not murdery enough for you.
It's not what?
Remember
It's not
laughing though when you
Not evil enough for you.
No, oh my God, Drew! I thought you and I were like on the side of good. How dare you push me? You keep doing that, I'm gonna push you to the villain side.
Oh no!
Oh, that's crazy. All right, so we got a couple more minutes left. Let's take a look at what everybody has.
Oh,
Starting with
Steve
Mog.
finally attended the wedding. Congratulations, Steve.
We got 2 minutes more before the show ends.
Oh,
here.
sorry. Okay.
Okay. Whoa, that is looking sweet. That is looking really good. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
And we are looking for a bid of 200 on that. If you want a bid on that, you can do that in the comments.
I just blew
And
400 on a wedding.
Stevie B
wedding's
continues to blow money on his daughter's wedding. Okay,
That's
next
awesome.
up we have
Dr. Doom.
Tony, who's working on something else now.
Well, I finished the other one, so I was just like, okay, we'll start something.
Oh, so a villain.
Do you still have it
villain.
close by where you can show it?
Yeah.
There you go. And let's see, you were looking for a bid of was it 150? No, 250 on that.
Yeah.
250 on Chandra there. If not, that's going to New
What's
York
the main
Comic Con. That's actually a
color?
good looking Chandra.
It's like what is that? Main color base? Quinacridone? Burnt orange? I would say maybe.
Yeah, there's a Pyrrol red in some of this, and then there's quinacridone gold in some here, and there's some sepia. And, but yeah, I'll
There you go.
a wide palette.
All right, so yeah, you've got about a minute left to place a bid on that if you want that. Next up is Drew. Got the Ghost Rider working in the flames there.
Wow, so glowing.
Right,
I feel like it's
has
Galactus.
a bid already from Ilya for 75. I don't know if Ilya is going to be going to New York Comic Con, but if he is, you could pick it up over there. Something you guys can work out.
Don't tell my rep. He'll be like, "How much?" No. Oh God! Or maybe do it so I can see it. I love when he freaks out. It's amazing.
Okay. Next up is Bill. Okay. Working on the zombie Wolverine.
Wow.
Yeah, how can they
Walking
get to
Dead version.
192 issues and not figure out what kind of paper to print these books on? I almost said the F word because I am obsessive about clean, and the markers didn't hold at all. This is a muddy mess, but there it is.
Nice.
Yeah, I really never even questioned by issue 192 that they'd still be printing on crap paper. But yeah, this is bad paper.
And there you have it. Okay.
I hate that.
And let's see. Next we have Fung Fung. Completed a
Wow,
Scarlet
that was
Witch.
fast. Nice.
What?
Nice.
Look at that. She colored it. That was really fast.
So red. Love it.
Great. And looking for a bid of 150 on that. And we are all out of time. So I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. We had a great show, and we are looking forward to seeing you all at New York Comic Con. While we are there next week, Sean Linehan and the Ink Boys will be running the show. So please come on by, stop in, say hello to everyone. And we will see you the week after as we continue the show then before we go to San Diego Comic Fest that same weekend. Right. So thanks again for joining us, and appreciate Bill, Drew, Tony, and of course Fung for joining us here tonight as well. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Travel safely, everybody. See you in New York.
Take
See you in
care.
New York, guys. Bye.
Okay, see you.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.